Okay, good. Let's call a meeting to order. First thing will be a prayer. Almighty God, you have blessed us with memory, reason, and skill. Help us to use them wisely in the service of our town government. We ask this in thy holy name. Amen. We'll salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Does anybody in the audience have anything they'd like to, questions or concerns that you would like to share with us?
I am John Gravis. I'm new to reporting in the area. I'll be covering news around here for the North Countryman, gathering news items, news briefs, anything that's happening in the community is of interest to us, and we'd love to hear about it. I can be reached. Mr. Barcombe has my contact information, and he'll soon be appearing in the North Countryman as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Judy, anything? Calvin's always got something to ask us. No?
I'm shyer.
Welcome anyway, Judy. I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of January 10th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of January 10th.
I'll second it.
Are there any questions or concerns about the minutes on January 10th? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. We have our town clerk's monthly report. I do need to have these approved, and I'll sign them. I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the clerk's monthly report.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any question on the January's report from the town clerk's office? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Julie, do you keep these or will Jane keep those?
We both do. I have them and she let them do.
Okay, you want to copy that and give it to her then?
Yeah.
Thank you. You got a letter from the Industrial Development Agency of their minutes of the previous meeting and the upcoming meeting in February 6th they just had. Just for your information only. It's, they only meet 2-3 times a year, so you don't get much out of them. You have your real property work schedule for February. They're here every Friday. Anybody wishes to speak to the assessors on any real property issues. They're here on Mondays also, but not necessarily all day in the building. If you want to call ahead on Monday, it's possible they would be here. But on Fridays, there's always somebody in the office from about 9:15 to 3:30, 4:45. Okay. Just reminding people to get their exemptions in before March 1st. That's coming quick. Thank you.
Excuse me.
With you.
Thank you.
You have your dog complaint log from our dog control officer for the previous month. For your information, JCO, their report for December is really active that month, being Christmas and everything else. So they certainly served a lot of people from the North Country. Okay. We got a letter from Thomas DiNapoli. It's New York State Retirement System. Based on your recent correspondence, we have closed the audit for your retirement reporting practices. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank Jane for getting that done in a timely fashion. We got a letter from Clinton County Treasurer's Office. Please find the enclosed check for the amount of $163,551.21. It represents the fourth quarter distribution of the 2011 sales tax. It's always a welcome thing to get. New York State Electric and Gas, by law, they have to give us emergency numbers to call. If anybody ever has an emergency, gas, electric, they can call in here to the town offices and find out who to call. These are emergency numbers. and the supervisors in the local area that can handle emergencies day or night. Okay. We got a letter from, a second letter from the Town Industrial Development Agency, from Dory Kirch. She is staying on as the Executive Director of the Town of Champlain Industrial Development Agency, the upcoming meeting they just had. Then we have a letter from the North Country Gas Pipeline Emergency Notification. This is almost the same as the same format as the New York State Electric and Gas. This is for any gas leaks anybody has, their contact numbers, and we do keep those on hand here at the town offices if anybody ever needs them to contact for gas pipeline leaks.
That one's more for the main line that goes down
Yes.
through, I think.
Okay.
Those are the people that are responsible for the.
And New York State Electric Gas is for the local, like the
Yes.
village and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. New England Waste Systems sent us a letter that Martin and LaJudas has done their fourth quarter annual review of the monitoring of the landfill here in Champlain. It's something they do. I'm sure Bill will be following on that one for sure. Okay. Then we have a letter from Bernie Carr Group, thanking us for picking them as our engineers for the upcoming study for water and sewer expansion, let's call it, on the West Service Road and other districts surrounding the village of Champlain, and possibly hooking the different districts together, including Route 11 as a new district and West Service Road as a new district. So that'll be ongoing. Shared services will be paying for that fee. There is enough money left in the shared services grant to pay Bernie Carr. That'll be an ongoing thing. I got a letter pertaining to the railroad crossing, the Hayford Railroad crossing, the one that we heard so much about. It's the monitoring report was submitted on January 31st of this year. There's nothing going to happen other than what's already happened. There's not going to be a turnaround in the near future. It's possible at a later date. They are still monitoring complaints if the track is blocked by a train for any length of time. I think it's more than 10 minutes. So anytime anybody calls the office here with a complaint, I chart that down and keep track of that for the state DOT and for the railroad. So if anybody ever finds that track that on the Hayford Road is blocked more than 10 minutes, please notify us. We'll get the whole of the railroad and the state DOT. Okay. That's an ongoing evaluation of it for the next 5 years, I believe. We got another letter from Bernie Carr Group. Pertaining to Duball's pumping station that is just about coming to a close. Mickey, got any input on that at all?
No, it's all complete as far as I know. I think they're just wrapping up the final billing adjustments.
Okay, I can only say that it was a great improvement. We've had a whole lot less problems since that's been installed last June, I believe.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
I mean, just to clarify further, that's billing that's associated with the monies that we received through the grant.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I believe we still got roughly $11,000 coming, Mickey?
Yeah.
Okay. We do need to close that out. Okay. We got a letter from the Chamber of Commerce pertaining to the North Country Energy Alliance. Steve, are you aware of this one?
No.
Okay, well, I'll just highlight it for you. With deregulation, the utilities like New York State Electric Gas and the National Grid no longer produce electricity. They provide the state with regulated transmission services. Okay. And there's different ways of, you pay two parts of your electric bill. One is for transmission of electricity, and the other is the actual electricity. And there's different companies going around, all claiming
Yes.
they can get you a better deal on your electric rates, okay? Transmission rates are the same, I believe, okay? Okay. Local governments can participate and see what the savings would be. This is through the chamber. I have no problem working with the chamber if they come up with a, and they're gonna let all the suppliers bid through the chamber to see who's the lowest, okay, for municipalities. So that'll be an ongoing thing.
It's interesting.
Yes, everybody claims they can save you money. A few things that's not on the agenda. I got this today. Mike Tetro was, Jr. is seeking approval to attend the 3 upcoming water training seminars. Will be located in Plattsburgh and Peru.
You gotta modify that, there'll only be one. The one in Plattsburgh and Peru, those are full if we can't get in.
So where are you gonna go?
Just, there's one in March, is the only one I need to go to, or I can go to.
And where is that?
That's at the Board of Health, I believe.
In Plattsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no problem. I mean, we should have a motion to approve, but there's only one date, not 3.
Yeah, I believe it's March 22nd.
Yeah, I got it here. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve March 22nd training for Mike Tatro, Code Enforcement Officer, an upcoming water training seminar.
Mike, should I go down on that also?
Yeah.
I'd like to go with Mike on that one there.
Not a problem.
So you need a motion?
I'll make a motion to add
Okay.
John to that as well. I don't know if John can
I wasn't
second.
aware of it until today, I mean. Mickey had spoke to me a while back on one, but I don't know if that was the same one or not, to tell you the truth. We've always approved these, more education, the better.
Yep.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thanks to Donna Bomel, she's a part-time employee we have here updating some of our computer work. Our website is up and running. It will be www.townofchamplain in New York, townofchamplain-newyork.com. It's up and running. It tells the court dates and assessor's hours, office hours, a lot of useful information. Again, that website is www.townofchamplain-newyork.com. If anybody wants, I brought it up today, there's some real useful information on there. Okay, thanks to Donna on that. I got an interesting phone call today from the Board of Election. If you remember, we approved 3 districts instead of 4. That's going forward. The concern now is this is a motion that the city of Plattsburgh used, and we're going to hopefully use it also. There's 3, as of this moment, there's 3 upcoming primaries. One in April, which is Super Tuesday, I believe it is, they call it, for presidential primaries. The other one is in June. It'll be for local primaries such as the Assembly seat, which is, I understand, is being primaried, on the Republican side at least. Then in September, there's going to be another primary for congressional races. And this petition to sent to our our state legislators, Janet Dupree and Betty Little, will be asking the state to combine the state primary in June and the congressional primary in September at the same date. We hope to have those both in June. That would eliminate one primary out of the three. We cannot eliminate the presidential primary in April. That's set by the federal law. Okay? So I'd like a motion. The gist of this, this is the format that the city of Plattsburgh used to encourage our legislators to vote for combining those two primaries together, the one in September and one in June. Hopefully it will be June instead of September. Okay, we already know there's going to be a primary in June for the assembly seat, and we already know there's going to be a primary in September for the congressional seat. Hopefully we can put those together, be a lot less expense to the town. I would like a motion to that effect, to send a letter to the two Assembly and Senate.
I make a motion, we send a letter saying we're in favor of that.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And the other question that the Board of Election had today, we're researching out past primaries. And I do remember 4 years ago this past November, we had a primary in the fall of the year here in the town of Champlain with one polling place only. The Board of Elections went back through and they found out that 4 years ago, there was a Democratic primary. That's when Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama had a primary. And we had two polling places, one in Rouse's Point and one here. Now, the Board of Election would like to know what we the town would like to do. Would we like to have one here or two? One here and one in Rouse's Point. I did tell them I'd get back to them tomorrow, and I'll try to give them an answer on that. It's strictly a cost-saving measure if we only have one.
I don't see any reason why to have more than one. for a
I do
primary.
remember when I was in a primary 4 years ago this past election, we only had one primary location here at the town offices, and that particular primary, only 28 people voted from both parties. Okay?
I think if we give sufficient notice that where it's gonna be held, that one should be enough. That's just my opinion.
I'm in favor.
You favor that also?
If it's gonna save us money, money's all about money now. Well,
Do you need that in the form of a motion?
Yeah, probably. The primaries are not usually well-attended, that's the problem.
Okay.
We don't want to make it harder on anybody, but that time of year, April, which is presidential primary, roads should not be an issue. Roads, weather should not be an issue, like it would be in the winter, so. I got no problem with one site. I mean,
I'll make a motion to that effect to limit the primary election site to just one in the town of Champlain, being here at the town offices
okay,
in April.
I second that.
thank you. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I have no, highway superintendent is not here this evening. I have no update on highway activities other than the fact that we've been saving money with the mild weather we've been having. It makes the sand pile go down a lot slower and makes the overtime a lot less and the fuel costs a whole lot less. So we've been pretty lucky this winter, and the roads have been well maintained. Julie, do you have anything on?
The only thing I have is there's a free rabies clinic on Tuesday, February 28th from 6 to 8:30 at the City of Plattsburgh Public Works Building.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I know of no committee reports. You have your post audit bills to review. We do need to approve the monthly bills.
I have two to read. UniFirst for $229.43, and Clinton County Judge Association, the annual membership for $30.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to pay the bills?
I make a motion we pay the bills, get the monthly bills.
I'll second that motion.
I'm assuming with the two that's added on,
Yeah.
okay? Any questions on any of the bills? If there's no questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried? Does anybody else have anything to bring before the board? Before I proceed to close?
Did we ever get any other bids on the propane? I know it's,
No, we did not.
okay.
We're driving.
And any word on the audit?
The audit is coming to a conclusion, I think, in the next 2 weeks, maybe or less.
Okay.
They will be leaving. They're trying to get an opinion from their legal department on the water and sewers. That's what they're auditing only. And we will have an exit interview with them.
Okay.
And I asked them to give me as much time as possible, 2-3 days notice at least, so I can invite the councilman in. I do not know when that is.
Okay.
We will make it convenient that somebody's around anyways.
Right.
So more than likely, it probably will be at least a month before we have an exit interview.
It'd be good if they give us enough notice so we could make an official meeting out of it, so that if there's a quorum
Yes,
of councilmen that we've
Yeah, we can
given
do that.
notice.
yeah, that's not a
So I
problem.
think we all should be here, or as many
All
of us as
that
we can be.
can possibly be here, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't expect it within a month, but it could be, but I don't know that. They're very thorough, they're very fair. They've had some good questions, and we've had some good answers, I guess. And that's, we're glad to have them here.
I spoke with them, I know John did too, they were very informative.
And they're looking for a solution to basically one district that's in debt. I mean, there's no secret,
Right.
The rates are what they are, and we need a solution for that one. We have some districts that are way ahead on financially, and we have one district that's way behind,
Mm.
okay? Is there anything else?
That's it?
Well, I got a quiet crowd this evening.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I do not need an executive session. I need a motion to adjourn if there's nothing else.
I make a motion we adjourn.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Judy.